From accidental overdoses to brutal street violence to mysterious drive-bys, these are the rappers who shaped hip-hop but left us way too soon. And while some died from addiction, others fell victim to the deadliest parts of fame. But their music lives on as legend. And you can't talk about legends without Juice WRLD, whose battle with lean took him at just 21. When Lucid Dreams dropped, it was instant stardom. Cole Bennett's stamp of approval, millions of views, chart-topping success. The kid was set to become the voice of the SoundCloud generation. But Juice never hid his addiction. He rapped about the dark reality of substance abuse. "I was one of the people doing it when it wasn't cool," he said, and he was only 2 weeks from rehab. December 8th, 2019. Juice's private jet lands in Chicago, federal agents waiting. They storm the plane for drugs and guns. Juice panics and swallows several unknown pills. Minutes later, he's seizing. Double dose of emergency meds, but it's too late. At 21, Juice WRLD's gone. The tragedy hits different when you realize he released Legends a year earlier, rapping about dying young and not making it past 21. He dropped it one day after XXXTENTACION died. Another legend lost too soon. When Look at Me went viral, X went from SoundCloud underground to worldwide phenomenon. The song was everywhere, but X was controversial. Domestic abuse, jail time, wild antics. As he matured, his music evolved. 17 featured emotional tracks like Jocelyn Flores. J. Cole and Kanye showed respect. His album X debuted at #1. X was on top of the world. June 18th, 2018. X is shopping for a motorcycle when armed men rob his car. They grab everything and walk away. But one locks eyes with X and shoots him multiple times, even though the robbery was over. X's death reminds you of Mac Miller, who fought addiction his whole career. At 14, he went by Easy Mac. By 2011, Donald Trump exploded with 54 million views. Mac became a Grammy-winning artist with platinum records, including The Way with Ariana Grande. But Mac couldn't beat his demons. Started with weed, he moved to lean, then cocaine. He'd get clean, then relapse. "I had a drug problem for a long time. I was depressed even while successful." May 2018, Mac breaks up with Ariana. Days later, crashes into a pole. A few months after that, his assistant finds him unconscious. Mac Miller is gone at 26, from cocaine, fentanyl, and alcohol. Police later discover his dealer knowingly sold him oxycodone laced with fentanyl. And minutes from where Mac died, another tragedy struck. Pop Smoke's rise was meteoric. He accidentally started rapping when his friend passed out in the studio. Got signed, pumped out hits. Welcome to the Party, Dior, Meet the Woo. He became the face of Brooklyn drill. People compared him to 50 Cent. Until one fatal Instagram post. Pop posted pictures from his LA Airbnb with the address visible. The next day, 5 hooded men broke in while he showered, robbed, and shot him dead. The shooter was 15 years old. All because of one post. Pop's death reminds you of Tupac, one of the greatest of all time, Baltimore School of Arts graduate turned West Coast pioneer. But Pac was stuck in the deadliest beef in hip-hop, Death Row versus Bad Boy, West versus East. September 7th, 1996, Pac's at a Mike Tyson fight with Suge Knight. They jump a rival gang member. Later that night, a Cadillac pulls up alongside them. Shots pour in, hitting Tupac 4 times. 6 days later, he's gone at 25. Retaliation for one mistake. But here's where it gets crazy. Tupac's murder stayed unsolved for 27 years until September 2023, when police finally arrested Dwayne Keefe D, the alleged mastermind. And get this, Keefe D had been bragging about his involvement for years in interviews in his own memoir. He admitted being in the Cadillac that night and even detailed how the gun got passed around before the shots were fired. The wildest part? Tupac recorded the song Ambitions as a Writer, where he raps about being shot and left for dead. Some believe he predicted his own death. Conspiracy theories exploded, with people claiming he faked his death and fled to Cuba. But the truth is simpler and sadder. One gang beef, one retaliation hit, one legend gone forever. 6 months later, Pac's former friend turned rival dies the same way. Biggie defined East Coast rap. Brooklyn native who turned to the streets, got arrested multiple times, but his demo reached Diddy, who signed him to Bad Boy Records. Biggie and Pac were close friends until '94, when Juicy hit #1, tensions grew. Then Pac got shot at a New York studio and blamed Bad Boy. The friendship was over. After Pac died, Biggie denied involvement. "I never wished death on him." 6 months later, after a California party, Biggie stopped at a red light. A car pulled up, 4 rounds into his vehicle, the same amount that killed Tupac. Most believe Suge Knight ordered the hit. After Biggie's death, a peace summit ended the East-West beef, but violence didn't stop. Nipsey Hussle was raised in South Central LA. At 14, joined the Rolling 60s Crips to afford studio time, but his goal was always to escape and help others do the same. Collaborated with Drake and Snoop Dogg, won 2 Grammys. But what made Nipsey special was his dedication to Crenshaw, service projects, denouncing gun violence, funding education. You get the furthest being authentic. March 31st, 2019, Nipsey's arguing with Eric Holder outside his store. Nipsey accuses him of being a snitch. Eric leaves, returns with a gun, shoots Nipsey 10 times, then kicks his body. Eric got 60 years to life. And the senseless violence continued with King Von, Chicago's Drew King, who couldn't escape the streets. Von went from spending years in jail for murder charges to becoming one of rap's hottest rising stars. His storytelling was unmatched, painting vivid pictures of street life on tracks like Crazy Story. Signed to Lil Durk's label, Von was finally seeing success. But on November 6th, 2020, outside a hookah lounge, an argument turned deadly. Shots fired, Von took multiple rounds and died at 26. The shooter, a rival rapper, claimed self-defense. Von's death proved that no amount of fame could protect you from past demons. But if you think hip-hop violence is brutal, then you've clearly never heard about organized crime. From getting whacked at a steakhouse, to being buried alive in a cornfield, to taking 21 bullets at point-blank range, some mob bosses met the most horrible ends imaginable. So click this video right here and find out how every notorious mafia boss died.